Hi everyone. So now that we have a new season of the Worm Cult, we have a very important change to the game, or not change, but yeah, well, actually it's change. And these are the new subclasses. So basically, we can now use other skill lines of other classes on our main class, which is great. I love it. This is what I was waiting for. So this makes new builds or well, yeah, this makes it possible to create new builds and better builds and upgrade your old builds, which is what I'm also going to do. Um, we are going to upgrade my how should I call it? The lazy one bar destroyer. Basically, it's a character which is only using one bar. The soul of the build is the Oaken Soul Ring. This guy. And this will make our lazy build shine. So, how should I start? How should you start? I am using an Orc Nightblade. So the race is an Orc and the class is a Nightblade, the main class, which we all build the other classes. And I've chosen Orc because of the ratios are really cool. Unflinching Rage will give you 1000 maximum HP and you will heal yourself every 4 seconds if you attack. The other one, it will give you Swift Warrior, it will give you weapon and spell damage, and it will buff your sprint if you want to. I mean, we are on Orc, so we are going to run toward our enemies, not from them, basically. So it will probably activate only if you run forward your enemies, because we are on Orc. Brawny is good, but kind of useless. I mean, not useless because max stamina is always welcome. But the craftsman is just these are just the craft skills, so it's useful if you want to gain crafting XP basically. We are going to use the main. Okay, so now let's talk about class skills and after that champion skills. So let's start with Nightblade Siphoning. We are going to use only this one from the Nightblade tree. I guess you can use another one from the Nightblade tree because we are using Nightblade as our main class because we can use several skill lines from the main class. If you use a Templar class skill line or a Mage skill line, then you can only use one of those. And for me, Nightblade is the class where if I want to use more than one skill lines, then I guess Siphoning is really good, which I like, and Assassination is really good, which we don't use right now, but I would use that if I wouldn't use these two. Okay, so the first subclass or the first subclass skill line is the Aedric Spear from the Templar, and the second one is the Storm Calling from the Mage. But we will get back to these. Let's start with Siphoning. So, Siphoning, I am mainly using this one because of this one skill, Leeching Strikes. Every 1 second, if you attack, you will heal yourself. So basically, it's similar to the Orc passive skill, but this is every 1 second, and it's almost heals as much as the Orc's passive, so it's great. So this is really useful. The other ones are just fillers, so this is basically a damage and also a heal skill. I like it. Swallow Soul. Sap Essence is basically if you want to AoE farm, then you can do it with this one really fast and really easy. And Debilitate is just what I have. Oh, I mean, what I have is an optional skill. I don't really use it. Yeah, it's just there because why not? So the passives are Catalyst, drinking a potion. I never drank a potion with this character ever, so it's just I just put points in it because I have points. Magicka Fluid. Magicka Fluid is good for maximum magicka because maximum magicka is spell damage. For that you will have to use one Siphoning ability on your bar, or not use but have it on your bar, and this is my Leeching Strikes. So from the Siphoning, this will be the only skill that I will put on the bar, and I will tell you why a bit later. So Siphon increases your healing done for each Siphoning ability slotted. It will be only 3 because we will only use 1, but it's not that important. We will get enough heal from every source, from many sources. Transfer will just generate ultimates when you cast a Siphoning skill. We won't ever cast this because it's not there for casting. I mean, we can cast it, but you can cast it if you want. I never used it before, so this is also there because this was my filler before. Now it won't be. So yeah. So this is not that useful. I mean, it can be. You can use this one if you want, but you will see later why not. Why it's not that optimal to use this one. Okay, so this is the Siphoning class, and we are going to use the, so you can just put points if you want to. This one and this one, these are optional, but these two, these are, I guess this is also optional. So this is the most important passive, and this is the important active skill, which is actually a passive skill, but it's an active skill. It's a while slotted skill. Okay, let's go over to Aedric Spear. So this is our first sub-class skill line, and I've just switched it, so it's on level 1. I still need to level it up, but this is what we're going to use. You will only use one skill here also to have the maximum effect. And this is going to be probably puncturing strikes, because this will be your filler, I think. It's a melee skill, so it's melee ranged, but it's really strong, and it will also heal you. So this is great. If you don't want to use it, then you can just use whichever you want. The important thing is that you are only allowed to use one active skill from this tree. The passives, we are going to put points in every passive, and these are going to be great. Increases critical damage by 6%, and it will be 12 if we put 2 points in it. And this is why you have to slot one Aedric Spear ability in your quick bar, because otherwise this one won't activate. The blocking extra is good, but we probably won't block ever with this build, so that blocking part is not really needed. We just want the critical damage from this one. When you activate Aedric Spear ability, you will get minor Berserk and minor protection. I don't think that you need those. I think probably the ring has it. The one Oakensor ring, the one ring. If it doesn't have it, then it's good to have them, but this is not really important. And you have to activate an Aedric Spear ability for this. Burning Light, you don't even have to put abilities on your bar for this to be active. It's always active, and this is a really good damage skill. I mean, not really good, but it's middle of the road, so it's useful. It's extra skill, and you don't have to do anything what you wouldn't do otherwise. When you deal damage, you generate a stack of Burning Light for 3 seconds, and after you reach 4 stacks, you deal damage. So basically, this is the gist of it. Every damage counts. Let it be dot or direct damage or whatever else. If you damage an enemy, you will build up this light. It's Burning Light. So it's just free damage. And this is also very important. It will increase your weapon and spell damage. So it will give us 6%, which will make our basic attack or heavy attack even better. So because the point of this lazy attacker is that we are just going to use heavy attacks mostly. That will be our main damage, and you can just fill in with other skills if you want. But I mean, sure, the other skills will also give you damage, but our main damage will be the heavy attack. I will explain why when we get to gear. Okay, let's go to Storm Calling. And this is a skill line from the mage. And the important part, why I told you that you can only use one from Siphoning and one from Aedric Spear, because all the other slots will be taken by mage skills. And the reason why is because of this passive. So if you slot a mage skill in your ability slot, then it will give you weapon and spell damage. So basically what we have now is, for if we use two slots for the other ones, then we will have 4 other slots altogether. And this is why we will use all the other slots for the mage skills. The ultimate is going to be easy because there's only one ultimate, but you have to decide which other 3 skills are you going to use from the active skills. I recommend Search, because Search will have extra healing. The buff, you won't get it because it's already on the ring, on the Oakensaw ring. But healing when you critical hit is great. It will keep you even more alive. Wolverine will have nothing on you, and this if you use also this one. You can I don't know, you can decide whatever else you want to use. For example, I would use Lightning Form because of the dot damage, and for example, Mage's Fury, I think, for an execution skill. But it depends on you what you want to use, so it's just how you feel. However you feel, you can use that one. Okay, the other passives are also quite good. So this capacitor will give you health, magicka, and stamina recovery, which is awesome. We can never have enough of these. It will give you energized, which is also again damage up, because we are only going to use shock damage. So this will just push out our damage even further. And this one is so basically Amplitude makes it so that if your enemy has more HP, then they receive more damage, and if they have less HP, then they will lose this extra damage that they get. I mean, that you get, you will lose against them. And this is good to have, but not that important. So this is why I choose these 2 other subclasses. It just damage all around, and you will have enough protection to survive, even if you don't take protection skills or protection passes. Let's go to the champion points. So the champion points, basically the crafting part, you can put here whatever you like. I put in sneak cost reduction and movement speed, and this is really good. Your horse won't use stamina out of combat if you want to want to push the nitro. And this is another one. It's just mount speed. So this is you can just put points wherever you want. This one, warfare, is the offensive champion points. So this is the offensive part. I've put points in reaving blows, which where your direct damage will heal you, and we will hit quite hard with direct damage. because we were going to use lightning stuff and the last. So the lightning stuff is quite fun to use because it builds up. So first you will do 2, I think, dot damage with it or something like that. A channel damage, I don't know. And the last part is actually direct damage. So that direct damage will heal you for the damage done. This will give you weapon and spell damage to your abilities. So this is abilities extra damage, and we will have quite a few abilities that will do damage. So this is also great. And this one, it's just pure weapon and spell damage. So this is for abilities and also for weapon attacks. We have one more here, and this is also very, very important. So this will give your heavy attacks 20% extra damage done, and our heavy attacks with the lightning stuff will be our main source of damage. So this is great. This will push this up even more, the damage for the heavy attacks. So I haven't put points in other skills that you have that has to use the bar here above, because these 4 are enough for these, and I just put everything else in passives. So for example, critical chance is always good. Max Magica is always good because Max Magica is damage. Max Stamina is good, but we are not using Stamina as a damage, so it won't make our damage bigger. If I go in here, this is healing take, and it increases healing take. It's okay, it's just 2%, so who cares? And this one is really good. This will reduce the damage from mobs, from mob enemies, not against players, but from mobs, which is, if you are fighting a world boss, it can come in handy. This is reduces damage taken from martial attacks, which are physical poison, disease, and bleed damage. But it's only 1%. It will be 2 if I fill it out. But yeah, not that big of a deal. The other one, we already talked about this. This is very good. 700 penetration is really good. That's what she said. I'm sorry. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Don't worry about it. Also, this will apply magical statuses, so we are only going to use lightning damage. So I think it will give them concussion or something like that. I have no clue what lightning damage does, so sorry about that. I mean, what status effect it does. The other one is weapon and spell damage to magical attacks, which we are going to use shock damage. So it's again damage up for us. It's great. So this was the offensive part of the champion points. Let's check out the defensive part. So let's start with these ones. Yeah, this is again health, magic, and stamina recovery. It's really great. We love it if we have it. This is just flat armor. So if you have flat armor, then it's damage reduction basically. So it's always good to have. This one is quite funny. Sorry. You will probably use this more for PvP if you ever go to PvP than for PvE stuff. But I mean, there are some bosses that stun you, so it's a free break free every 21 seconds. So we like it. This is the best. This is great. You have to put points in this one first. But if you use this one, you are not allowed to use your ultimate skills. But I mean, you won't even have to use your ultimate skills because your heavy attack, your main attack, will just do as much as your ultimate skills. So, I mean, you can also heavy attack with the ultimate skills. So, I guess you have to decide if you want to have health recovery or big ultimate skill damage. But an ultimate skill has 500 points if you charge them. And this skill gives you 30 health recovery for every 10 ultimates. So this means you will get 50 times 30 health recovery, which is 1,500. So, and if you check out my health recovery, it's actually really good. It's really good. So this 1,500 is from that skill alone. Yeah. So if I go back here, then we can follow off with the skills that I've put here. I'm not sure where the last one is. Oh, so this was the last one actually. So these are the 4 active bar skills. I mean, not active skills, but these are the 4 that you have to put here in the bar, because they only work if you put them here. The other skills, skill points, I put into passive ones which don't use the bar above. So this is break free cost reduction. It's great. Dodge roll cost reduction is also good. Stealth detection in 3 meters. That's, I guess it's useful. Probably it's more useful in PvP, but I will show you later my PvP setup. So it's you can put points in here. Points. Maximum health is always good. Sprint cost reduction. It goes great together with the orc race, because they like sprinting towards enemies and not away from them. So you have to be careful. Just always sprint towards enemies. And there is 50 points here. Reduction from elemental status effects, basically burn, freeze, and concussion. I think I have no clue what shock damage does. And I have 16 points here. This is movement speed, because if you want to sprint towards your enemy, then it's always good to sprint faster towards your enemy, as my orc master said. This is block. So this part is just to fill out something. I'm just putting points in random places now. So yeah, so this is the fitness, the defensive champion points. Okay, so these were the champion points. Let's just check now the gearing. How are we going to build a character with the gear? Oh, and before I forget, you can just put all your points into Magicka. It won't even matter later, even if you want to use. I'm going to show you now 2 builds. One is a DPS tanking build, and the other one is a full DPS build, and you can just put everything into Magicka. It will be great. So the first build is the pure DPS build. I recommend this when you go with your friends partying and you want to have awesome DPS. This is your build then. This is your lazy DPS build. So how it works is, the core of this build, the soul of this build, is the Oaken Soaring. Because we want to be lazy, we don't want to use several or 2 bars, and this will make it happen. And this will give us great buffs. The other core part of this build is the Sergeant set, and I will show you in a second where you can get this one. So basically you can get the Sergeant set from the Wayrest Sewers dungeon, and you can farm it there. It's called the Sergeant's Mail set. And you can either farm it there, or if you run various sewers, and if you have all the set items, or not all the set items, but the needed set items, then you can just go to a transmutation station and then transmute. Then you can just create an item you need from transmute crystals. What you will need for this set is the lightning stuff of the sergeant, so it definitely has to be the lightning stuff. You will need the chest armor, which is a heavy armor, and you will need one amulet, so one necklace of the sergeant, and you will need one ring of the sergeant. And these ones are going to be always the ones you will build. So this will you will use everywhere. And the point is why I'm saying this, that you will need only these ones, because the sergeant set is a heavy set, so logically you want to use the item from the set which gives you the most armor, because it's a heavy set, so it will be the chest item. So you will always use the chest item. It will take up this slot for you, and of course necklace and ring will also take up the one ring slot, one necklace slot, and the stuff will take up the weapon slot. And the only ring slot what's available is already not available because Oakensaw ring takes this slot. So yeah, with this, if you build it like this, chest, ring, amulet, two-handed stuff, then you will get to 5 item set bonuses. So this will make your item set bonuses, and we are using this because when you deal damage with a heavy attack, you gain a stack of Surgeon's Focus for 5 seconds, which increases your heavy attacks by 645. It's fully upgraded, so if you don't fully upgrade it, it will be smaller damage, but it still hits hard. So this is why our heavy attack with the lightning stuff will be really strong. And the lightning stuff, it has several attacks if you use heavy attacks. So for example, if you have a fire staff, it will just charge up and let loose a fireball. If you have lightning stuff, first you will channel 2 dots, I think, into the enemy, and lastly you will shoot out a ball lightning, which is a direct damage. And because all of them are heavy attacks, all of them will receive this buff. So basically, the dots and the direct damage in the heavy attack, all of them will be upgraded. So it will hit massively. And this is why important to use lightning stuff of the sergeant. Okay, the other item that will always take one place is your boss item, which is your boss head or boss head item. For the DPS, I'm using light because I have to have 3 separate kind of armor on me to activate the Undaunted passive, which is it will give you maximum health, stamina, and magicka for every type of armor you have equipped. So basically, light armor gives you 2%, heavy armor gives you 2%, and medium armor will give you 2%, and this is how I get 6% bonus. So this is the light version of the Slime Crow guys, and boss items, even if you only have one, they will give you the first set bonus. So basically, this gives me quite great amount of critical chance. Okay, so the head, the chest, the accessories, and the weapons, they will always stay at this place. So you cannot change them. I mean, you can change the head part, but it will be the same type of boss item. I will show you with the other build. The only part that you will change in this build are the shoulders, hands, legs, feet, and waist. And with this, if I change these ones, I can change from my full DPS build to my DPS tongue build with just one click. This is the add-on dressing room, and I have here my DPS build setup and my tank build setup. If I want to change to my tank build, it will just change these these 5 items, and of course the head item also. I will tell you why in a second. So yeah, this will make your build a bit more versatile. But let's stay with the DPS set for now. So let's go through the items that will always stay on you. Okay, let's start with lightning staff of the sergeant. I use the precise trait on it and the enchantment which gives you weapon damage, because weapon and spell damage, because it's great, even more heavy attack damage. For the rings, for the accessories, all the traits and enchantments are the same. So basically, enchantment is the weapon and spell damage and odds magical recovery, which you will never need, but what else do you want to have? And the trait is bloodthirsty trait. It will gives you more damage the less HP your enemy has, by up to 350. So this is also really great. And yeah, so these are the accessories. They all use the same enchants and traits. The chest will use reinforced, because heavy armor, a heavy chest has the most armor in the game, and armor is damage reduction, so we want to push this up. So this is why we are going to use the reinforced trait on it, and the enchantment is maximum magicka. So the head item that we are using here is in the DPS setup is the light slimmer crow guys, and it has the Divine's Mundus, the Divine's trait, which will make your Mundus Stone buff even better. And I have the Thief Mundus Stone for crit chance, so this is great. And this is how I have 53 crit chance, but it will be probably, I guess, if I leveled up the other subclasses, it won't be more, but 53 is good enough, I think. The other set, which you will then switch out based on what kind of lazy destroyer you want to be. So this is the DPS lazy destroyer. And I'm using the Orders Red set for it. You can craft it quite easily. You can craft it on the map. Was this High Isle and Amenos? You probably need to have the DLC for it. If you don't have it, then I'm not sure if it's free or not. Probably it's not free. If you don't have it, then you can just find someone who will craft it for you. It can be crafted quite easily here. Order Rust set. You just need to research 3 traits to craft it, so it's quite on the low side. And it will give you a massive amount of critical chance and weapon damage. And of course, it will also give you critical damage. So this is great for your build. Everything I've crafted here is medium, because medium will give you the damage you want. The more medium sets, or the more medium armors you have. And of course, every enchantment is maximum magicka. So this is also the traits. Everything has the divine traits, and everything has the maximum magicka enchantment. And with this, you will have a massive amount of damage. And if you level up your passives for Aedric Spear and Stormcalling, then you will have even more damage. So right now I have 4,850, and I am not even buffed with food buff, and yeah, I still have a long way to go till this damage is maxed out. So this is the DPS part. So I'm now going to use my trusty dressing room and just switch out into the DPS tank set. So as I said before, the weapon, the accessories, the chest stays the same. So we didn't change these ones for the tanking set, or I mean the DPS tank set. What we have changed is the item. It's not light anymore. I mean the head item, the boss item is not light anymore. It's medium. And the reason for it is that we are using, so the switchable parts are here, the hatchling set, and this is full heavy. So basically we don't have the capacity to use three kinds of armor, so this is why our Undaunted passive only gives us 4% to our stamina, health, and so on and so on. And we are, of course, then using medium helmet because it gives more armor than the light one. So if we cannot use all three, then it's better to use medium. So this is the only thing that's, oh, and yeah, you will switch up, so you have two of the same kind of boss items. So you have a medium boss head and the light boss head. So this is what you will also switch out when you switch the gear for tanking or DPSing. So regarding the shoulders from the hatchling set, it is I'm using reinforced straight on it because it has good amount of armor, so we are just reinforcing it. And I'm using the maximum health enchantment for more health because we like health. The reason for I'm using the hatchling's shell set is that every 6 seconds, if we are attacked, then we will get absorb shield. So it's just extra defense, and it has also really good armor and extra health. And of course, the absorb shield is derived of our maximum HP. So maximum HP enchantment is great on it. The gloves or the gauntlets of the hatchling shell, I'm using currently impenetrable trait on it, but I will switch it to Nirnhorned. How the hell is it called? Nirnhorned? Because the Nirnhorned trait will give you a flat amount of armor and spell resistance, so it is better than impenetrable. For the greaves, I am using again reinforced because it has a good amount of defense, and it is even more with reinforced and maximum health enchantment. For the feet, for the sabatons of the hatchling shell, I am also using reinforced, and maximum health. For the waist, so this has not that much amount of armor to begin with, so reinforced wouldn't make too much difference. But if I use Nirnhorned on it, so reinforced would give me 16% extra armor, which is not better than the Nirnhorned physical and spell resistance. So Nirnhorned is better on items which has basically lower base armor value. So this is why I'm going to use the Nirnhorned on the waist and on the hands. And of course here also health enchantment. Where you can get this set. So the hatchling set shell, you can actually, if you want to farm it, then you can farm it in Shadowfen. I wouldn't recommend it because it will, if you don't have money, then sure you can farm it here, but if you have money, then you can just buy it from the Tamriel Trade Center, which is a website where you can find different items that you want to buy. These are only items which are not bound on drop. So basically the hatchling shell is one such item, or the item set is such that you can just farm it on in the world, or you can buy it from the auction houses. And Tamriel Trade Center is basically, it will show you which seller had this last time a player interacted with the seller, with the auction house, and had this. So the player who wants to upload information to this website, they need to upload use the Tamriel Trade Center add-on, which I'm currently not using. Sorry guys, I'm just leeching from you. You can get all the information from there if you want to buy sets. Okay, so we had the builds checked out, we had the gear checked out, we had the skills checked out, and we had the champion points checked out. The only thing what's left for us is to test it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use any buffs. I mean food buff or something like that. We are just going to use the good old Oaken Soul Ring buffs, and we are happy with this. Because I currently switched, I don't have really much attacks, but we will just fill with one attack, which will be, I don't know, Swallow Soul. We are going to use Swallow Soul as our main damage, and of course I have something built for this occasion. Soul Magic, Dazing Soul. It's just dot. This is mostly for PvP. It stuns, but it's also. I mean, we are not going to use this one. Yeah, you're right, guys. We are going to use this one. It's much better. So this is something that we have to apply, and if we apply it every 30 seconds, it will give us. It will just take away the target's resistance, and it will give it extra status effects. I mean status damage, burning, chilled, and concussion. Concussion is the one that that the shock damage gives. Okay. Oh, and I'm also using structured entropy, and for, I mean, you know what? I will take out the skills that we are not going to use when our other skill lines are up. So this is questionable. If there is no person in your team that is using this one, so physical breach or something like that, or magical breach, major breach on the target, then you have to use this one. Let's say there is someone in our team and he will be this skill or she. Okay, so just checking before we start. So this is the DPS setup, and we currently have almost 5,000 spell damage and 53% spell critical chance. This is what we need. Oh, and 1,600 spell penetration. Okay, let's start. So I will just weave in my little healing, and I just need to check when my breach comes down from the mob. So of course, if we will have the extra class 3s, then of course we will have to push more more skills. But it's actually a lazy skill, so it wouldn't even matter if you would just use the heavy attack. But if we already have other skills, then let's use it. Well, you probably can build stronger attack classes, but for a lazy build, lazy one-bar build, this is good enough. As I see it, we have about 25 DPS, damage per second, so it's okay on single target. It will be much more when we are done with our other classes. I think perhaps we can go up to 28, I don't know. It should be possible, I think. Yeah, so basically we have about 25,000 damage, which I would consider it really good if you don't want to switch around with the bars. So this is just a lazy build with lazy damage, but it's okay. We like it. If I check the damage, of course the heavy attacks takes the first place and second place, because one of them, so the first place is actually the ticks of the lightning damage of the heavy attack, and the second place is the direct damage of the heavy attacks, as I see it. The third place is our filler, the soul, and everything after that is just there to be there, so it's not that big of a deal. If we have the other builds up, then perhaps it will be more. But this is basically currently what we have for the DPS setup. Let's change for the DPS tank testing. So hatchling, shell, and sergeant. So this is our DPS tanking. We have less spell damage and less spell critical and less spell penetration, but we have much more resistance, spell resistance and physical resistance. So I guess in a way it's better for world bossing. Oh, and more maximum HP and less max magicka. So you know the drift. So yeah, okay, so the other one, this fight was how long? 2 minutes and 1 second. Let's check out the... Oh, first I have to reallocate the skills. So we are going to use again Swallow Souls for filler, and we are going to use Elemental Fluidity. So the bridge skill. These are the two skills that we are going to use. And okay, let's start. So yeah, we are doing less criticals. The heavy attacks doesn't really want to crit. Okay, yeah, the heavy attack crit is much smaller than with the DPS set, but this build has more survivability. So I guess it depends how fast you want to kill a world boss or how fast you how much you want to survive a world boss. Yeah, this is the boring part. You just have to finish it faster. I mean, you won't finish it faster as the as the other one, but still, it's still great damage considering it's basically more tanky. And with this, you can actually finish veteran dungeons, but only if they don't have the more person mechanic, the party mechanic. So with this, basically we have about 20,000 and a half DPS with this build. So 5,000 DPS less than the other one. So 20% less, about 20%. But it's still great. So if you build it like this, you can still out damage other DPSs, and the survivability is crazy also. So you are just a one-man army, a lazy one-man army. Almost done. And let's check it out. So the end of this was about 20,500, so about 4,000 less. And kill time is 24 seconds more, or 23 seconds more. So yeah. The main damage here also, of course, heavy attack, and the second one is the filler, and then we have the other ones. So yeah, basically this is our Onebar lazy destroyer build, two kinds of them, and next time I'm going to upload my lazy destroyer PvP build, which probably is not the strongest PvP build. So, and I don't do too much PvP, but it's okay. It's okay for as many PvP as I'm doing. There will be people who will destroy you because they're much better at PvP, but you will see. You will see in the next build. It's actually quite good for PvP. So thank you everyone. This one is my favorite build. Try it out. It will be great. Bye guys.